author of a book called Unbreak Your Health, which I'm sure you saw when you walked in. It is a complete guide to the world of complementary and alternative therapies. It's what I call the world of hope. And it's, as a matter of fact, featured in this month's issue of Wellbeing Journal. So we continue to make little bits of progress. And the reason I wanted to talk about it is a lot of people think that they don't have any choice with their health. That when the doctor says just learn to live with it, that's all you have. And I'm here to tell you, no, you've got a lot of choices. Called Unbreak Your Health. Because this is the book I would have liked to have had available a couple of years ago after my disappointing trip up to the Mayo Clinic. It's easy to read. There's no Latin terms. There's no deep philosophy. It's the Reader's Digest view of the world. It's the big overview. It's like being on the top of the mountain so you can see everything around you. Get the lay of the land, see where you want to go, and then this book becomes the roadmap to help you get there. There's over 300 listings in 136 different categories. I just say it was finalist in this year's Best Books Awards. Every listing in there also has a website. This is not the end of the journey. This is the starting point. This is the beginning of the path. So if there's something that strikes your fancy, gets your interest, there's a website or two or three to help you get started on your own research. The good news is everything in that book will work for somebody. The bad news is nothing in the book will work for everybody. And it's the difference between those two that we're going to try and look at tonight a little. The main thing, though, is that there is a world of hope out there. Just because the doctors say there isn't anything more that they can do, that does not mean that there's nothing more that can be done. There are tremendous opportunities out there. The challenge is we have to find the right ones. If you're looking for really fast, easy answers, and you're used to the prescription drug world, that's not what I'm going to have for you tonight. I hate to tell you. We are so used to that mindset. We're only 4.3% of the world's population, but we consume 48% of the world's prescription drugs. If we were the healthiest people on the planet, I'd say, boy, that's great, bring it on. Let's have some more pills. Problem is, we aren't. We're not even close. America ranks number 40 in the world in longevity. And everybody says, well, that's because we've got gun violence and there's other issues. You know, that's not a good number. I said, fine, pick a category. We rank terrible in almost all of them. I said, how about motherhood mortality? I said, there's a safe one. We lose one woman in this country for every 4,700 pregnancies. I compare that to Ireland, where they lose one woman for every 48,000 pregnancies. And you begin to realize how upside down our medical system is. We've got a drug-dominated medical culture, and it's not working. It's not doing us any favors. Does anybody here think that they are strictly a number on a form, strictly a bag of chemicals, and when you're gone, that's it? Didn't think so. Most of us think that we are more than that, even though a lot of doctors look at you like you are just a bag of chemicals. That's all you are. We are more. We are also mind, we are also spirit and energy. We understand that. We look at each other and say, well, I look different than you and you look different than me. Of course we're different. And yet we tend to think of our health problems as being the same thing, and they aren't. If you are a unique person with a unique combination of factors, then your health problems are in fact unique to you. And that means that you're going to have to find a unique solution. The good news is there are unique solutions. And the advantage of the complementary alternative therapies is that they look at you as a whole person, a whole being. And their therapy may only have a piece of it, but they look at you as to how their piece can fit into the equation. What we're really going after, what we all want, is really the placebo effect. And I know the drug companies hate the word because for them it is a bad word. It's hard for them to make money. They're billions and billions of dollars. For the rest of us, the placebo effect is the body's natural ability to heal itself, almost miraculously, from almost anything. There is more than one placebo effect in the world. We know that from research. We know that the placebo effect not only can perform miraculous healings, it can reduce pain better than any drug. It can do better than any drug. And yet, because it can't be packaged and patented and sold, nobody likes to talk about it. Except some of us on the outside-ish in the world can. And if I use the word CAM, it stands for Complementary Alternative Medicine. It's just abbreviated, shorter and easier to say. Unlocking your health so that you can capitalize on that placebo effect, the ability to heal yourself. Therein lies the challenge, because we are a unique combination. And I know that sounds a little strange, but I'll give you an example. Allergies, something we all have. Symptoms that are the same. You can have 3 people sitting in the doctor's office, same exact symptoms, same diagnosis, same everything. But in fact, they've got 3 different problems. If you have a physical, if you have a high body number on your combination lock, then a therapy like NAAT, which is based on chiropractic techniques, it's a physical manipulation of the body, is the right one for you. That's a body therapy or body solution. If you've got a low body number but a high mind number, then NAAT isn't going to do you any good. You need something like Psyche, which is a mind-based therapy that will help you focus in on those problems that are causing it. Give you an example. I actually, because I was doing Psyche for quite a while, had a lady, and we finished her session right before lunch. I guess that's why we were talking about food. And she mentioned offhand that it was a shame she couldn't eat Mexican food anymore. And I said, in Texas, you can't eat Mexican food? That's half your diet around here. And she said, no, for like 10 or 12 years, anytime she ate it, she would get just horrendous migraines. Lying in the dark, cold compress, that kind of migraine. And I said, well, we got a few minutes. Do you want to do some Psyche and see if there's anything, in the mind category that's going on? She said, sure, I paid for the hour, why not? So we poked around, come to find out that a relationship she'd had with a Mexican boy 20 years earlier was still an issue. In her conscious mind, it was all taken care of, all resolved, everything was under control. Her subconscious, who doesn't know past and future, everything in the subconscious is right now, that relationship is still an issue. So we did a couple of quick balances. I saw her the next week. She comes in smiling ear to ear. She says, man, is it great to be eating Mexican food again? And not a single problem. So if you've got a high mind number on your allergy, Psyche might be something beneficial. But if you've got a low body number and a low mind number, but a high spirit or energy system number, then none of those therapies are going to work. You're going to need acupuncture or EFT or pranic healing, something in that category. And that's the easy if you've got strictly a single source for your problem. If you have a middle range mind number, a middle range body number, and you start having to get combinations of therapies, then it gets a little confusing. But the good news is you can find your healing path. It does exist. But you're the ones that have to take responsibility for your health and find your own direction. And the sad fact of the matter is, and I'll admit it as much as the next guy, most of us take better care of our yards and our cars than we do our health. We would never dream of driving our car until the engine block seized because we never changed the oil and it just fell out. We wouldn't drive the wheels until they fell off the car because we never changed the rotate of the tires or checked the air pressure. And yet, what do we do with our health? We keep putting it off till tomorrow. I'll worry about it tomorrow. I don't feel that bad. I'll put it off. I'll get better. And yet, there's nothing more important than our health. Without health, nothing else matters. Or if you look at it from the flip side, when you have your health, you've got everything. But it is your life. You have the choice. You have the ability to choose your own path. It is very confusing, but as I am very familiar, it's also confusing as to go from specialist to specialist to specialist and not get any place. So is it really that much more challenging to stumble our way through the complementary alternative medicine world? Taking a pill may be simple, but it doesn't always solve the problem. It just treats the symptoms. It just makes you a lifetime drug addict. But I'm always reminded of the story of the Chinese master in ancient China, a wise old man. And his young student comes to him one day and says, Master, says, every day we must meditate for hours. Every day we must do hours of exercise and our martial arts training. We must spend hours in the field to grow good food. He says, Master, why must we do these things? And the wise old man turns to the kid and says, if you don't take care of your house, where are you going to live? It's just that simple. Thank you for your time. Thank you.